Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, your trusted source for South African political analysis and the stories shaping our democracy behind the headlines. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment below with your thoughts. We want to hear from you. Let's dive in. Today, we are unpacking a serious and growing concern inside one of South Africa's most controversial and high-profile political movements of the moment, the uMkhonto weSizwe party, better known as the MK party. Barely a year since its dramatic entry into parliament, reports are now surfacing that internal factionalism is taking root, and fast. At the center of this emerging storm is none other than former President Jacob Zuma, a political figure both revered and reviled, who is now being accused of importing his old ANC-era factional tactics straight into the heart of the MK party. Zuma, a man known for his strategic loyalty-based leadership, appears to be nurturing a faction loyal to himself, with whispers of a competing bloc beginning to rise behind another familiar name in South African politics, Floyd Shivambu, the former deputy president of the Economic Freedom Fighters. So, what exactly is happening inside the MK party? And why are political analysts warning that the party may soon look more like two rival organizations in one political suit? Let's take a closer look. Sources close to the MK party suggest that the seeds of division are already sprouting. On one side, we have what's been referred to as the Zuma Faction, a group of leaders and supporters who remain staunchly loyal to Jacob Zuma's traditionalist vision. This faction is said to be highly hierarchical, focused on restoring true liberation politics, and deeply critical of mainstream parliamentary norms. But on the other side, a new bloc is gaining traction. Often dubbed the Floyd Faction, this camp is allegedly linked to the younger, more ambitious strategic minds within the party, and at its core is the rumored leadership of Floyd Shivambu. Yes, Shivambu, once known as Julius Malima's right-hand man in the EFF, is now said to be increasingly influential in MKP ranks. Whether he's officially joined or is operating as an advisor from the shadows, one thing is clear: his name is stirring conversations within and outside the party. Policy disagreements are now becoming more frequent behind closed doors. Committee appointments, candidate nominations, and long-term strategy sessions have turned into battlefields where loyalty is quietly being tested. Reports indicate that the Zuma faction prefers candidates who reflect its liberation struggle legacy, often with strong ties to ANC veterans or anti-establishment rhetoric, while the Floyd bloc is pushing for a more agile, modern, and media-savvy political machinery. Political analyst Linda Malangu recently told reporters that this is déjà vu for Zuma watchers. Jacob Zuma has a well-documented history of fostering loyalty-based leadership, and it appears that style has carried into MK, she said. What's unfolding now could fracture the party's message and weaken its parliamentary impact. Let's be clear, the MK party did not emerge from a vacuum. It was forged in the crucible of ANC dissatisfaction and built on the foundation of Jacob Zuma's enduring popularity, particularly in KwaZulu-Natal and among the country's disenfranchised youth. It positioned itself as a party of radical transformation, a disruptor that would challenge both the ANC's perceived complacency and the DA's centrist neoliberalism. But internal conflict is the one enemy even the most radical movements struggle to defeat. While no formal split has been announced, insiders describe MKP's situation as akin to two parties in one structure. This isn't just about ego, it's about the future of the party's ideology, discipline, and direction. Duduzile Zuma Sambudla, the daughter of Jacob Zuma and one of the MKP's most visible public faces, has publicly denied that the party is in crisis. She's labeled reports of factionalism as enemy propaganda and insists that the MK party is more united than ever. But actions speak louder than words. Recent closed-door meetings, tension during strategic caucuses, and disagreements over who speaks for the party in parliament suggest otherwise. And let's not forget that the MK party's parliamentary debut has not been without its controversies. From walkouts to fiery speeches to procedural clashes, the party has already ruffled feathers in the National Assembly. This internal power struggle comes at a critical time for the MK party. The 2026 municipal elections are around the corner, and the party needs to establish firm ground in local councils to maintain momentum. But how can it do that when it is reportedly divided from within? Let's not underestimate the Floyd Shivambu factor either. While Shivambu has not publicly confirmed any involvement with MK, his ideological pivot away from the EFF and his current political silence speak volumes. Rumors suggest that his quiet entry into MK's orbit could be part of a calculated move to craft a new leftist alternative that's less theatrical than the EFF but more aggressive than the ANC. Shivambu, known for his intellectual acumen and sharp media tactics, could bring a new strategic edge to MK, one that prioritizes policy over populism. But that also means challenging the Zuma-style command structure that relies on loyalty, struggle credentials, and rural base mobilization. So here's the real question: can the MK party hold itself together long enough to become a real contender in South African politics? Or will it fall into the same trap that crippled the ANC from within: factionalism, personality cults, and ideological incoherence? The coming months will be crucial. If the party leadership cannot find a way to integrate its rising factions, it risks becoming politically irrelevant, or worse, tearing itself apart. And that would be a tragedy not just for MKP supporters, but for the broader project of political renewal in South Africa. After all, for better or worse, MKP represents a significant section of the electorate that no longer sees hope in the ANC, mistrusts the DA, and feels that the EFF has lost its edge. The leadership challenge facing Zuma, and perhaps Floyd Shivambu too, is not just about managing personalities. It's about defining what kind of political home MKP wants to be. A voice of principled radicalism with discipline and structure. Or a temporary alliance of disgruntled populists. As always, we'll be following this story closely and bringing you the latest developments. And we want to hear from you. Do you think the MK party can survive this internal friction? Will Floyd Shivambu's possible rise strengthen or weaken the movement? Is Jacob Zuma still the unifying figure he once was? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay critical. See you next time.